Deep in the heart of a forgotten town stands a mansion shrouded in mystery and time. This is no ordinary dwelling. No, far from it. This is a place where the air throbs with the echoes of bygone days, where every creak of the floorboards, every whisper of the wind, seems to tell a tale of its own. The mansion, a formidable edifice of darkened brick and weather-worn wood, looms ominously over the landscape. Time has not been kind to it. The once vibrant paint now peels away in forlorn strips, and the once magnificent gardens are now a tangled mess of overgrown foliage. It's a picture of neglect, a testament to the ceaseless march of time. But it's not just the ravages of time that have marked this place. There are rumors, whispers that have seeped into the very fabric of the town. Some say that the mansion is haunted, that it houses spirits unable to find rest. Stories of strange lights in the dead of night, of eerie sounds that resonate from within its forsaken walls, have become part and parcel of the town's folklore. There are tales of a woman in white who wanders the mansion's abandoned corridors, of spectral children giggling in the dead of night, of a shadowy figure that watches from the tower. Each tale more chilling than the last, each adding a new layer to the mansion's enigmatic persona. Yet despite the fear it inspires, there's a certain allure to the mansion, a compelling mystery that tugs at the curious and the brave. Some have ventured inside, lured by the promise of unraveling the mansion's secrets. Most return with nothing but harrowing tales of unseen presences and inexplicable occurrences. Some simply never return. They say once you enter, there's no coming back. The mansion claims you, wrapping you in its enigma, ensnaring you in its labyrinth of secrets. It's a place of forgotten tales and lost souls, a place that, once visited, is never truly left behind. And so the mansion stands, a silent sentinel in the heart of a forgotten town, its secrets locked away, waiting for the next brave soul to dare unravel them. In the town's dusty library, a young scholar discovers a diary, a relic from the mansion's gloried past. The diary, bound in faded leather and stained with the passage of time, was a silent testament to the mansion's bygone era. It belonged to a former resident, a woman of sharp intellect and keen observation, whose name was lost to time. Her words, however, remained, etched in the brittle pages of the diary, revealing a story that was both intriguing and unnerving. The entries began, innocently enough, filled with descriptions of grand parties and joyous gatherings that painted a picture of opulence and mirth. But as the pages turned, the tone shifted. The woman began to chronicle strange happenings within the mansion's ornate walls. Whispers in the night, objects moving of their own accord, doors slamming shut with no discernible cause. Each entry was a breadcrumb leading deeper into the mansion's shadowy past. On a cold winter's night, she wrote, "The laughter of children echoed through the empty halls, yet there were no children in the mansion." Another entry dated a few weeks later read, "The portraits on the walls, they stare, their painted eyes follow me, filled with a silent plea I cannot comprehend." As the scholar delved deeper into the diary, the entries grew more disturbing. The woman spoke of a growing fear, an unease that took root in her heart and spread its tendrils into every corner of her life. She wrote of sleepless nights and whispered threats, of unseen presences that lurked in the mansion's darkest corners. The final entry, however, was the most chilling. The date was smudged, the ink faded, but the words were clear. "They are here and they are angry." The entry ended abruptly, the rest of the page empty save for a single drop of ink, a stark reminder of the diary's unfinished tale. And so, with a heavy sense of foreboding, the scholar closed the diary, leaving the mysteries of the mansion and its unseen inhabitants to the silence of the library. The last entry was chilling. "They are here and they are angry." Armed with curiosity and the cryptic diary, the scholar decides to venture into the mansion one fateful night. The air seemed to grow heavier as he stepped over the threshold, entering a world caught between time and oblivion. The mansion, shrouded in darkness, was a labyrinth of secrets waiting to be unraveled. As he ventured deeper into the mansion, the silence was broken by an orchestra of strange noises. The low, mournful groan of the old wooden floorboards under his weight, the distant, eerie whispers of the wind slipping through unseen cracks, and the occasional, inexplicable clatter of something unseen. The mansion seemed to breathe with a life of its own. The scholar could feel cold drafts, like spectral fingertips, brushing against his skin, sending shivers down his spine. Each gust seemed to carry with it a chilling tale from the mansion's past, whispering secrets into his ears that only the mansion knew. The scholar, despite his growing unease, pressed on, drawn by an unyielding desire to uncover the truth. As he traversed the mansion, the scholar couldn't shake off the unnerving feeling of being watched. There was an undeniable presence in the mansion, an unseen observer lurking in the shadows, its gaze following him through the dimly lit corridors and vast, empty rooms. It was as if the mansion itself had eyes, watching his every move, scrutinizing his every step. The scholar, as he journeyed through the mansion, began to experience some of the events described in the diary. The sudden gust of wind that extinguished the candle, the soft, ghostly laughter that echoed from the walls, the inexplicable chill in certain rooms. It was as if the diary had somehow breathed life into the mansion's forgotten tales, making the scholar a part of its narrative. The scholar's heart pounded in his chest as he realized the truth of the diary's tales. The haunted mansion was not just a house, it was a living, breathing entity, a silent witness to a history that refused to be forgotten. And just as this realization dawned upon him, as the clock struck midnight, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the mansion. Unseen forces begin to stir. The mansion is not as abandoned as it seems. This once grand edifice, shrouded in mystery, starts to reveal its dark secrets. Our scholar, ensnared in the mansion's eerie charm, finds himself in the midst of inexplicable happenings. The air grows colder, the silence deepens, and the mansion seems to breathe with an unspoken dread. As the scholar ventures deeper into the mansion, he notices the shadows behaving oddly. They seem to twist and stretch, dancing in a spectral ballet, moving without a source of light. A sense of unease sweeps over him as he watches these shadows, seeming to have minds of their own, skulk around the room. Then objects begin to defy gravity. An antique vase floats in midair. A candlestick twirls around. A book flips open to a page long forgotten. The scholar watches in disbelief as the laws of physics are blatantly disregarded. A chill runs down his spine as he realizes the gravity of the situation. He's in the presence of something beyond human comprehension. Whispers start to fill the air, soft at first, then growing louder. They echo through the mansion's vast halls, a cacophony of hushed voices speaking in urgent undertones. The whispers seem to be telling a story, a tragic tale of despair and loss. The scholar strains his ears, trying to make sense of the words, but they remain just out of his grasp. In the midst of the chaos, the scholar stumbles upon clues: a torn letter, a faded photograph, a locket with a strand of hair. Each item tells a piece of the mansion's tragic past, hinting at a history steeped in sorrow and regret. The scholar pieces together the fragments, slowly unraveling the mansion's tale. The scholar, now terrified, realizes that he is not alone. He is surrounded by unseen inhabitants, specters of the past bound to the mansion. He is a guest in their ethereal abode, caught in a twilight world where the living and the dead coexist. As the unseen inhabitants continue their haunting dance, the scholar is left to ponder his next move in this spectral game of chess. As fear grips the scholar, he stumbles upon a hidden room untouched by time. In the heart of this forgotten sanctum, he stumbles upon remnants, mementos of lives lived and lost within these ancient walls. A faded photograph, a dusty diary, a child's toy, each a whisper of the mansion's past residents. Among the relics, he discovers an old journal, its pages yellowed with age. His fingers tremble as he leafs through the entries, each line revealing a piece of the mansion's haunted history. A chill runs down his spine as the cryptic tales of the unseen inhabitants come to life in his mind. The scholar's heart pounds in his chest as a sudden realization dawns upon him. The mansion's haunting was not just a figment of folklore. It was real. It was here. It was now. His breath catches in his throat as he's enveloped by an eerie silence. But just as he was about to uncover the mansion's dark secret, everything went pitch black.